46 Dodge truck again, and if you look at the bottom of the shock, you can see that I made some bolts which connect the shock to the lower bolt on the ladder bar, and I have to get some spacers made yet, and I'll also have to get the correct hardware for the top, and then I'm going to put some caps on those upper shock mounts. You can see I get the bags in, but I don't have the lower bag support on yet, the spring seat, so I have to make that. In back of that you can see I fabbed up a panhard bar bracket, and I made this panhard bar. It was from a Camaro, and I cut it up, and it's actually 3/32 thick and 1.25 inches in diameter steel tube, so it's pretty strong. And I re-welded it together with a coupling, so you'll see that in a little bit later. You can see a little bit better view of that the panhard bar bracket that I welded onto the rear end. That's all made of 1/4 inch plate, and I still have to weld it all the way around on the axle. So it's pretty stout. I could have made it maybe out of 3/16, but I had 1/4 inch thick material, so that's what I made it out of. And so then I went and I put some holes in it to lighten it up some. You can see the other side of the panhard bar and the bracket that mounts to the frame, and I still have that tacked. I haven't fully welded that. That's also 1/4 inch thick plate. And I have another little gusset that I'm going to stick up onto the big 2 3/4 inch round tube as for the cross member, and that should really beef it up. I also drilled some holes in it to lighten it up, and even the extra little gusset I'm sticking on there also has a hole in it. And you can see on the end of the panhard bar I have that steel coupling that I welded in there and plug welded it and welded it all the way around, and that's a 3/4 inch thread going into that, so it's pretty solid. Pushed the suspension all the way up. Before I had it let all the way down and it was hanging on the shocks. So you can see now that the panhard bar is actually leaning up in the air a little bit, and everything clears, but I had the sway bar on there, and I had those little brackets tacked on to the back of the flanges for the ladder bars, and they're not going to work. So I got to take those off and move them out about 1 inch or 1.5 inches, and then I should be in good shape. And I'll mount the sway bar on the bottom of the frame in the back going towards the gas tank. Lowered it down to ride height, and you can see the panhard bar's on a little bit of an angle, but I'm not going to mess with that. That's pretty decent. It's really long bar. It's 33 inches long, and there's actually 34 inches between the frame rails. And all this stuff you're looking at here is going to be below the bed, and the bed's still going to be normal size. So I'm pretty happy with it, and it's going to have 6 inches of travel. So it's looking good. That's all for today.